Today, I want to talk about Chuck Schumer's fall from grace. Chuck Schumer just suffered a political earthquake that could reshape America's politics forever. Chuck's 2024 downfall wasn't just a political stumble, it was a full-blown crash. How did the once powerful Senate Majority Leader end up relegated to the backbench? The powerful Senate Majority Leader has been brutally demoted after his immigration stance backfired spectacularly, causing massive losses for Democrats in the 2024 election. This is a story about political miscalculation of seismic proportions. Today, we're unpacking the political missteps, immigration fiascos, and jaw-dropping irony that cost Schumer the gavel. Again, let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and smack that like button because it helps us with the algorithm to get our message out to more people. All right, let's talk about Chuck Schumer, the man who just lost the Senate Majority Leader title for the second time. The senator from New York, once the king of the U.S. Senate, has just experienced a political faceplant that would even make professional wrestlers wince. But the question is, how did we get here? Schumer's 2024 demotion is a classic case of ignoring history, but repeating it anyway. His love affair with President Biden's immigration policies turned out to be a political grenade. Millions of migrants flooded in under Biden's watch. The people in the know are now saying Biden and Harris let in an estimated 11 to 18 million people, none of which belong here because the first act once they got here was to break our immigration laws. And who bore the brunt of this mess? Well, Schumer, of course. Let's pause here. What do you think happens when you cater to elites and ignore the everyday American? Disaster. That's what Chuck found out. He effed around and he found out. In case you're thinking, this sounds familiar, you're right. Back in 2014, Schumer pulled a similar stunt, backing President Obama's infamous Gang of Eight amnesty bill. That little escapade cost Democrats 5 Senate seats and Schumer his shot at becoming majority leader in 2015. Now, you'd think he'd learn, but nope. He doubled down in 2022 with Biden's pro-migration policies. Here's Chuck Schumer calling for amnesty for every illegal alien in the country. Give it a watch.
Now more than ever, we're short of workers. We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
And guess what? It backfired again on him. By the time the 2024 elections rolled around, the Democratic Party was in shambles. Their come one, come all immigration stance alienated voters, costing them 3 Senate seats and handing Republicans a 53-seat majority. Now, isn't it interesting that he used the 11 million? He said 11 million or however many there are. They've been telling us it's 11 million for 3 decades, over 30 years, guys. I guess they want you to believe that for every single illegal that comes across our border into the country, an illegal leaves the country at the same time, because that's the only way you stay at 11 million for 30 years. I mean, they think that you are that stupid that that's what you believe. And here's the thing. Schumer didn't just lose seats. He lost his party's trust. A fellow Democrat senator even called it political malpractice. Yikes. Let's not forget Schumer's poetic musings about immigration. In 2020, he told pro-migration business leaders, "We're nothing if we're not a nation of immigrants." Sounds touching. Are you also tired of hearing we are a nation of immigrants? I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Just because my grandparents came over here legally in the early 20th century does not make me an immigrant. I'm a U.S. citizen. We are a nation of citizens, not a doormat for unchecked migration. Schumer loves to romanticize his family history, mentioning how he was named after Ellis Island and how his daughter's middle name honors Emma Lazarus. But while he's busy waxing nostalgic, real Americans are struggling with the fallout of these policies. I mean, job losses, overcrowded cities, rising crime, and city resources being depleted to take care of non-citizens who shouldn't be here in the first place. And Chuck's answer was amnesty. That'll make that all go away. Here's where it gets really interesting, though. This isn't just about ideology, guys. It's about money. Wealthy elites like Mark Zuckerberg's FWB have been cheerleading mass migration. Why? Well, cheap migration, for one thing, brings cheap labor. Fresh consumers. Follow the money, guys. Let's not sugarcoat it. Schumer's leadership style also played a role in his downfall. He governed the Senate like a dictator. He froze Republicans out of discussions and forced his party to toe the line. But as soon as the tables turned, he suddenly asked for unity and bipartisanship. Screw you, Chuck. The hypocrisy is staggering. And here's the thing, guys. If Trump gets his way, all these illegal immigration efforts might result in the largest deportation program in U.S. history. I mean, talk about a plot twist, right? The whole reason why the Democrats pushed for so many illegals to come into our country was not solely for the votes. It was for power that they could achieve by the next census. What happened is progressive states like California, New York, and others, they saw many of their people leaving. They were fleeing the tyranny of blue and heading for the freedom of red states. It caused the blue states to lose congressional seats. And with every congressional seat, you lose an elector along with it. That's power. California and New York and others lost congressional seats after the 2020 census. And with the way that they've been continuing their tyranny over people, it looks like it's going to be even worse by the 2030 census. So they came up with the scheme to replace the people who left because they treated them so poorly. And now it's all for naught because they are all going home, as many as we can get home in 4 years. Now, as Schumer takes his seat as minority leader, one thing is clear. His priorities need a serious overhaul. He needs to go back to grade school and learn how the Constitution says the government is supposed to work. The American people are done with open borders policies and political elites who refuse to put U.S. citizens first. There are policies on immigration that are the antithesis to the America First movement. That's what happened under the Biden administration. It was completely opposite from putting American citizens first. And with President Trump promising the largest deportation in U.S. history, Schumer's immigration dreams may be headed for the shredder, just like his majority leader gavel. All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with conservative news and political analysis. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
What's